Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to GameStar TV and the DarkSTAH Gears of War weeklies as we move towards round 3 of week number 2. We've just had a couple of cracker games. Well, one of them was very one-sided in round 1, but round number 2, Mindfreak versus Capn Deej and Disciples. And once again, Capn Deej and Disciples proving to be a bit of the Achilles heel for Mindfreak, picking up a win over them. Now, if you have a very quick look at the brackets, round number 3 has Mindfreak versus Thunder from Down Under. That's going to be happening off air, and that match will have started already. For you on air, we're going to be bringing you Capn Deej and Disciples versus Freak Show. And this, of course, will be Freak Show's first time on GameStar TV. So welcome, boys and girls. And let's see how you are able to hold yourselves up against the Mindfreak-killers, Capn Deej and Disciple.
Going to be a tough one, for sure. They really have the work cut out for them tonight if they want to even take a few rounds off this squad, especially being a new team in. Let me just make sure that Lethal Pressure, if they're subbing in someone here, I'll find out.
Yeah, that's definitely a sub.
Really wish they let us know if they're going to be subbing players in. So you guys out there, if you're ever making team changes on the fly, be sure to let us know. That way we don't have to chase you all up individually.
I mean, as it is, Capn Deej, we're using Gnarly as a sub. So they're going to have 2 subs on their team now, and I wonder how that's going to affect their ability to take on the Freak Show.
Yeah, that's a good point. New player in the roster, especially Lethal. Now, Lethal, one of the biggest names in Gears of War 3, an absolute animal when it came to that game, constantly being able to display some of the best wall bouncing skills you've ever seen on the game. And didn't play too much when Gears of War Ultimate Edition was the main game competitive title, as it didn't offer the same movement and mobility that he's come to know and love. So great to see him back in for Gears of War 4. Should, of course, he be their substitute player. Looks like they're switching positions on the map, so I'm going to go with yes. I'm pretty sure he's for their sub tonight, which would be pretty cool. Excited to see Lethal Pressure play.
So a little bit of Gears of War royalty, shall we say?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Another one of the players that I used to play on Team Legacy back when they were the undefeated roster.
Hey, while we're waiting for them to get themselves sorted and go, shout out to Dubbing Up, who actually subscribed to GameStar TV 1. So thanks for the support, man. We really appreciate it, and happy to have you here on air with us. We'll give you some love after.
I feel like I give Dubbin enough love. Every time he's on camera, I do nothing but talk that guy out. He's an absolute animal.
He's yet to get a drop shot across the map.
That's true. That's true. He hasn't been able to get any cool booms, so he doesn't have that going for him.
Oh, sorry, boom shot.
Yeah, the boom. Just want to 100% make sure that Lethal is their substitute player. Got a ready check from Pricey and the boys on Freak Show.
So one of the teams that has a bye at the moment is Mikey Production Studios. And so hopefully we'll be able to bring them. They will not have a bye in the next round. So hopefully they're going to be going up against somebody like Thunder from Down Under. In fact, they haven't faced Thunder from Down Under at all tonight. So there's a good chance that that's going to be our final match of the day. And that'll be pretty good because we're hoping that that is going to be an even match.
Yeah, we've seen one stomp and then one very, very close game. I'm expecting this one to be a bit of an uphill battle for the boys on Freak Show. It's going to be quite difficult for them to go up against the Mindfreak Slayers, of course. All right, looks like everything is good to go. I'll be able to start the game up. All righty, jumping into Reclaimed is going to be our map for round number 3. Reclaimed, a very interesting map. Let's just put it like that. You got to control the bowl quite heavily in the first half of the round. It offers you a lot of protection with a lot of availability in terms of cross-lancering from the top of the map. Really a lot you can get done when it comes to Reclaimed and height advantage. One of those interesting things about Reclaim. Not a lot of fights happen down at the barn unless you've just completely given up hope for retaking the bowl. Just got to go for that barn rush here. But expecting both these teams to play very heavily towards the B hill, especially in the first half of the round. Do see teams that have some moderate success often go for the enemy team's home and just control that, as it is quite easy to trap the enemy team in their spawn if you play it correctly. Jumping on board. Who should we jump on board with? We haven't seen anyone on the side of Freak Show, so I want to jump on board with Naysayer to start things off. Going to be playing the DB. Going to be leading the charge for his Swarm team here. Curious if he can hit that really crucial smoke, but looks like he'll be first in the fight, so hopefully his teammates smoke of him, getting the actives out, but he's going to be met with the smoke as Lethal and Dubbin will be getting in uncontested. They need to get the kills. Pricey is going to be the first one in. Naysayer trying to get a few good shots here, not finding any. His Lethal pressure is going to go down to Gumby Riot, who picks up a huge double kill off the back end of that one. Naysayer, kind of just a bystander for that fight. Going to get a nice smoke over. That's
moral
be,
support.
B control. Yeah, pretty much. Just saying, come on, man, you got this. But look, I said when teams get control of the B hill, we'll see the team, the attacking team rather, go for that double home hill strat. You can see they've broken the A hill, then backed off just in time. You can see Gumby Riot on your screen at the moment. He's going to be sitting up in that bowl, getting some great lance across. We mentioned the height advantage is so important. Yo English actually gets a kill onto Naysayer to completely open up the bowl for enemy team control. The Cog, they've got 2 kills down. Gumby, he needs to come up huge, but he's in a 1 versus 3. I don't know if he can do it. Gets a kill onto Yo English. That's huge. Pricey gets one onto Dubbin up. On board Gnarly Tie at the moment. Just hanging around, going to be running down staircase number 3. Gets some nice cross lancer down, but double kill in favor Capn Deej and the Disciples for now. It's funny, it's not even Capn Deej and Disciples anymore. Deej is even playing, it's just the Disciples now.
That's true. Hey, we should follow Lethal Pressure with him.
Oh, good idea, jumping on board with Lethal. He's just hanging out, he's in a great spot to kind of the first defender for the bowl. Gets a huge shot onto Harris and finishes him off. He needs to come up huge right now because the Locusts are going to be swarming in to try and retake the bowl, but it's just too difficult right now. You can see they've really dug in on the side of the Disciples. They're holding it down quite well, and Pricey with somehow gets himself a huge double Alicia. Lethal finds the kill onto Naysayer, finds another one onto Gumby Riot, and he doesn't really need to do too much more at the moment. He just needs to hold his ground, which is what he's doing quite proficiently, if I don't say so myself. They're really struggling to find their footing up on the top of the map, top side of the map here. Is Lethal just hanging around. They have broken the enemy team's home hill on the side of the Swarm. The Cog are going to be able to recapture it eventually, as it will be right next to their own spawn point here. 30 seconds from winning. It's going to be really difficult. They need to retake the bowl. They need to do it now. They need to go for a break on C. They need to go for a break on B. But Lethal Pressure has something to say about that one. Can't find the first kill, but Naysayer accidentally gets a team kill onto Gumby Riot, as Yo English going to be the front line for his team. Takes him out. This looks like it will be the first round going to the Disciples, since they weren't able to take the B hill. I wonder what we'll see get placed in terms of weaponry here. Dubbin didn't get a kill. Now that's interesting, because I praised Dubbin just a second before about every time he's on our screen he's doing work, and funnily enough, we haven't actually spectated him, so maybe he has the opposite of performance anxiety. Maybe he can only play good when the whole stream's watching him. So, you know who I want to get on board this round? We've got to get on board with Dubbin up and find out what's going wrong, because right now it seems Pricey just has his number, and there's really not a lot that Dubbin's been able to answer back. So, not sure how he deals with tilt. We're going to find out firsthand, because he's going 0 for 4 at the moment. He's got 40 seconds spent dead on 10-second respawn rounds. So he's been unable to pick up any kills. Got himself at least one down. Going to be throwing out that shock grenade into the B hill here. Gnarly Tie gets the first kill onto Gumby Riot. Dubbin playing a much more passive role after his team, I guess, doing what they needed. Gets himself a kill on the board. That's what they needed, though. That's going to be 3 dead for Freak Show. As great rotation coming up from Dubbin. Gets some great lance. It looks like he's going to take the fight inside the barn. Not going to go for the mantle kick. A few good shots. Pistol should be enough to take Transfixion down. Going to be able to get him with the headshot while he's down. Transfixion out of the fight. Gumby right as well. Kitten Yourself takes out that one. Kitten Yourself with the beautiful on-screen double. As Pricey gets the return kill here. Looks like a triple cap coming through from Capn Deej. Doesn't look like anyone from Freak Show are in position to answer for this one, and that's going to be the round number 2 going over the Disciples.
Yeah, they figured out the Freak Show's number in that first round. Took out that, well, led really with the shock nade into the bowl. And
bowl, yep.
Yep, and that set the scene for them to dominate from that point onwards. 2-0 now in favor of Capn Deej and Disciples, looking much stronger in that second round.
Yeah, and I like what you mentioned about chucking up that shock grenade, because what they did, which was really interesting, was they didn't send anyone to jump into bowl. They had Dubbin throw the shock grenade at the entrance to the bowl, which meant that no one on the side of Freak Show could get in there. And Freak Show just wasted their shock grenade trying to kill the players. And that allowed the Disciples to pretty much lance it down everyone that was trapped in the bowl because they couldn't get out. So really heads-up play coming through from the Disciples on that one. And Transfixion and Naysayer are unable to get a kill just yet, but you got to remember who they're up against right now. They're up against potentially the best team at the moment, having taken out Mindfreak twice already. These guys just looking stronger every time we watch them. Jumping on board Gnarly Ty, kind of the new player on the block at the moment, who's been putting up results. On 2 kills at the moment, gets some nice wall bounces down, but he needs to just be a little bit more patient with his shots. Definitely has the movement, but lacking the accuracy right now. Gumby Riot, speaking about patience, has none of that himself. Gets the accidental kill onto Naysayer. But Gnarly will be picking up that kill. But Gnarly, when you go back and watch this stream, I want you to remember these words. You've got the movement, boy, but you don't have the patience. You need to start timing your shots a little bit better. See, shoots too early, allows Pricey to get the perfect up 8, enables him to get the kill, but I don't think it's going to matter because they're getting themselves another 3 cap here, and it's looking dicey as another round going over the Disciples.
So a very quick 3-0 after that first round that seemed to be going, well, either way. But the boys from Capn Deej and Disciples getting their legs on now, stretching them out, getting a bit of a lead.
Yeah, they're really feeling good about this. Coming off that win from Mindfreak, I would really be surprised if any team can break their confidence or their stride at the moment, because they're playing impeccably right now. Who's the top scorer for the team? It's going to be Lethal Pressure, and you can tell, no matter how long he's been out of the game, greatness just doesn't deteriorate. This man's such an absolute monster. It's great to see him back on Gears 4. I know he's not the most competitive player these days, doesn't have that drive, much prefers to play the single player games these days, or at least the cooperative ones with his mates. Not all that much for competitive gaming anymore. So it's great to see him back on the Gears 4 competitive scene. And Kitten Yourself and Gnarly Tiger open with a few kills of their own, and Lethal with the Lancer support takes out Naysayer. He goes down trying to go for the ballsy rush. Gumby gets the kill onto Gnarly, but I think Lethal is in position to clean up that one. Could be another potential 3 cap as 3 members dead on the field. Disciples should have this one in the bag, as they're just going to be corralling pretty much every single member of Freak Show out of the spawn into the Lancer fire. So pretty much out of the pan and into the fire. Fortunate for them.
The domination march is on now, up to a 4-0, and the Freak Shows starting to ask themselves questions, I'm sure. How do we actually get a point on the board? We don't want to go home with a donut. In the meantime, no, I thought for a moment we had a result from the Mindfreak versus Thunder from Down Under. That would have been a really quick game if we had.
That would be nuts.
It isn't the case. And a quick shout out to Hey505, who is back to watch another week of DarkSTAH.
Always the spectator, never the player. Hey, I want to see you in the game, mate. I want to see you come and play. Always in there having a little bit of critique on what's going on, but never put yourself on the line. But look, at the end of the day, what Freakshow needs to be taken away from this game isn't the fact that they're on the path to get 7-0'd. It's how do they go about improving? Because when you're versing a really strong team like the Disciples, Jesus, Price has gone off. I got to jump on board with him. He's got the sniper and he's already popped heads. Pricey, one of those players that played a lot of like 1v1 sniper battles, so he's definitely quite versed when it comes to sniping, quite versed when it comes to nashing as well. Gets the first kill, but he's trying to challenge lethal pressure, and that may be way above his A grade. As Getting Yourself does have his lethal back. But back to my original point, Freakshow. What they need to do right now is they need to kind of understand what they're doing and what's going wrong for them. Because you can't just get upset, you can't just stop playing the game, you can't think, oh, they're just too good for us right now. You've got to understand what your strategy is coming into this game and how Capn Deej and the Disciples are exploiting that. How are they making you make mistakes? What are the weaknesses in your strategy? Where are the flaws in your plan? And how can you then fix them? They say it gets a kill onto lethal. And if they're able to do that and come back next week with more reinforced opening pushes, more reinforced setups, then I see no reason why they're not a team to be they won't be a team to be trifled with. Because realistically, they have a bunch of really high skilled players on their team. It's just that they're taking unrealistic approach to the round. A lot of ballsy 2v1s, a lot of mindless shotgun rushes. There's a lot that I would like to see this team adjust and improve on coming forward. But I'm jumping on board with Getting Yourself because he's got himself that sniper rifle right now. And did he pop off with the headshot? No. Can't find that one. We get the active reload. You can hear the bolt pop going off. It's going to be the Locust pistol. 3-shot headshot if you are able to connect with all of them. Active enables you to fire that thing basically on a hairpin trigger. Normally it's got a little bit of reload time. Oh, 6-shot onto Gumby. Kitten gets that one. Looking for another. Not going to find it with the zoom up. Kitten going to be rotating over to the barn. The other player in his sights is his mate Lethal. Can he get that one? Hits the DB in the arm. That's going to be doing 75% of the damage now. Trying to get that shot. Not going to find it. Wall bouncing coming around. Pricey needs to go in for the break. He gets there just in time, but Lethal and Scissor are going to be chasing him down. Scissor trying to go for the cheeky shot. Not going to find it though. Pricey goes down. That could be another 3 cap coming through. Capn Deej and the Disciples. The A-Hill is going to get broken. C not captured. There it is. 5 actually to 0. This is going quicker than anticipated.
Yeah, going the Hawaii 5-0 at the moment. Freakshow feeling the heat. But as you say, you know, it's all about the exposure to a competitive environment. Get a feel for it. Watch the VOD after it's happened. See what happened. See what plays Capn Deej and Disciples did. Figure out how you're going to change your approaches to the hills and improve from there.
Yep, so this round I'm going to be watching, jumping on board with Pricey and kind of going over what he's doing and what he could be doing, what the team could be doing to play a little bit better, especially on the 20-second respawn rounds, as they are some of the most important rounds you'll ever play. Because you can pretty much get a few kills and completely turn the tide of the fight. So Pricey is going to be starting off as a smoke grenade. Depends on where he's going. He'll be needing it. Looks like he will be going to contest that sniper rifle, and while Pricey's an absolute gun with a sniper, we saw him pick off 2 kills at the start, playing a lot of focus on it. Oh, that's why, because he absolutely destroys Getting Yourself through the meat shield. Pricey is an animal. But look, there's a boom shot on the map, so realistically, the boom shot is much more important than the sniper, so I would have liked to have seen them play a little bit more focus on the boom. Obviously, the enemy team didn't get it, so it's not the end of the world. Pricey trying to play quite a focus with that sniper. When you've got it, you may as well use it, so he's doing work. He's able to capitalize with a Nasher as well, but he's going to go down. I feel like he's a little bit too far up with that sniper rifle. What I'd like you to just do is rotate up to the back stairs and then just basically fix a bead on the boom shot, because Yo English was able to pick it up for free, which should never happen when you have that sniper rifle. So 2 things. play for the more important power weapon, which is the boom shot. I know you're a beast with the sniper and you got a sick headshot, but unfortunately the boom shot is what's going to lose you this round. The rest of the team, they did a great job of holding it. I'd like to see Pricey then back up with that sniper, just completely focus all his attention on killing whoever picks up that boom shot, allowing his team to cover all the other angles for him.
Unit damage. Repair requested.
And then, once they kill the boom shot player, they can get control of the map back. Because Pricey already got a sick headshot with the sniper, then he'd be able to kill the boom shot, meaning that in a 5 versus 3, they get control of the boom and then they get the round. So there's 20-second respawn rounds here. But that's unfortunately not how that round went. As they were able to get, Capn Deej and the Disciples were able to get that boom shot, then use that to completely take control of the rest of the map and pretty much seal the fate from then on out. We will be swapping, it's going to be half time, so the hills will be swapping sides, weapons wiped off the map, and it's going to be back to 10 seconds.
Shout out to Finn the Human, who's just hosted us. Thanks, mate. That's pretty cool. Adding us to your auto hosts.
Always good to see people coming in to support a little bit of Gears of War, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, is getting that support across. And jumping on board this time with the Disciples, who's got a very in-depth round looking at Pricey and how he played that round and what the team could have done better. But I want to jump on board Gnarly Ty this time around, kind of give him a little bit of feedback for that body. He's going to be up against Pricey. Huge shot. He just needs to take his time. He needs to hard aim his time. He's going for RPAs when he doesn't need to. Another shot that he's really just taking at risk to his own safety. That could have been, like, he got the kill, but it could have been avoided by just taking a little bit of patience, a little bit of time to get a really good first shot. Not every shot needs to be a one shot. That was a great connect with that one. Couldn't find the second though. So my advice to Gnarly, just a little bit more patience with his shot. Naysayer as well, that he knew that was never going to work. Rushing into 2 people, that's kitting yourself and dubbing, just getting kill after kill, as they are able to take out the 7th round in a very quick 3 cap, 7-0.
Very quick indeed. Mindfreak and Thunder from Down Under are still playing as Capn Deej and Disciples dominate from the get-go with the 7-0 and pick up another win for themselves. And they are the only team that are unbeaten so far tonight. Because, of course, they picked up the win over Mindfreak in round number 2. That's going to be a VOD that people will surely want to catch up on again.
Oh, yeah.
Mindfreak will be doing that sit down and have a look at what they need to fix so that it doesn't happen again, because it's happened twice in 2 weeks. Well, we've got to pick an MVP for that last round.
Look, I got to give it to Pricey. When your team goes 0-7 and you're still able to get 15 kills, you're really doing work for the squad. So I think if Pricey can help teach his current teammates just his play style and what he's doing on the map, they could definitely level up along with him. I know he got that sniper and was able to pop off a few good shots that got him a pretty comfortable kill count. Do want to see them play a little bit more power weapon focus, but at the end of the day, got to give it to my boy Pricey.
All right, happy for it to go that way. Of course, Freak Show is a new team, and they've just gotten together. Probably would have been approaching tonight as a kind of a team deathmatch with very little time to put together strats and build tactics around something like Pricey's capabilities with the sniper. So looking forward to seeing them coming back for next week. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was round 3 of the DarkSTAH Weeklies, of week number 2. We'll get the bracket up for you just so that you can see where we're at the moment. We're still waiting for a result from Mindfreak versus Thunder from Down Under. And when we have that, we will be right back with the final round, 4th round of week number 2 here on GameStar TV. Don't go away.